Tristan Whitefield, a partner at PwC Australia and the NextGen leader for Australia. I'm joined today by Peter Englisch, who is our global family business leader, and also Danielle Tomisich, who is a valued member of our NextGen community and second generation in a family business in Australia. Today we'll be talking about the global NextGen survey. The survey aims to look at the different perspectives of NextGen family members in family businesses and family offices, and looks at over 900 respondents in a survey which covered 63 different countries. Today we'll be doing a bit more of a deep dive into the survey, which had a particular focus around engagement of the NextGen and also the use of generative AI in family businesses. So I'll introduce you to Peter Englisch. Peter, welcome today.
Thanks for having me.
We'd love to get a few of your perspectives in terms of the NextGen survey and in particular engagement of the NextGen and how this is important and what families could be doing to engage the NextGen more.
Thanks, Tristan. So currently we see that the generational transition is one of the top topics in all discussions that we have with clients. Communication between the different generations is often not as good as it should be. Therefore, talking to your next generation is an imperative from my point of view to understand the different perspectives and different views. Often we see that parents tend to explain how the next generation should prepare themselves, but missing the explaining element to explain the element of why they should do that. They have different perspectives, they have different technical skills, they understand to a certain extent also much better the current customer market and the needs of the younger generation. Therefore, for me, it's super important that the engagement with the next generation starts early, that they are introduced to the family office or their family business, what they do, why we do what we do, and also that they are listened to. Yeah, they have a lot to contribute, and for me, the next generation is always a resource to make the family business or the family office fit for the future.
Thanks, Peter. And Danielle, you're involved in a family business as a second generation family member. How have you been engaged in the family business over time, and how has your role shifted and changed?
So in my time at the company, I've worked in various different roles across sort of multiple different areas of the business, really to gain that full understanding of how the business operates. So I started my journey on the factory floor making products, and then I began as an intern in our quality team, working numerous roles there, such as compliance, regulatory, and as the quality manager of our lab. And now I'm currently working as a business and project analyst, and I will also be covering an operations role just as a next step. So as I think you can tell, I'm quite motivated to be as involved as possible, while still striving to learn and grow and really participate as much as I can.
Fantastic. So now a bit of a deep dive into the NextGen survey from 2024. One of the key themes that we've seen in that survey is the use of generative AI or Gen AI in family businesses and family offices. And one of the interesting survey statistics was 73% of family businesses and the NextGen think that Gen AI is important and a driving force for the future, but only 7% of those family businesses actually have a policy or are using Gen AI. So Peter, that's a bit of a big gap. What do you think some of the reasons are for what people think is important versus what's actually happening in family businesses?
That's a very good question. So we see that over the years that family businesses are, I would call this conscious adopters in important technology developments. It was the same with other developments in the past, and this is now the same with Gen AI. Gen AI has a potential, and it has been recognized having a huge potential to change the way the business is operating and how the business interact with their customers. But there are also risk attached to that. Therefore, family business wants to see in the first place how others pioneering this new technology before they introduce it. They cannot easily go back to the capital market, develop a new equity story, ask for new money if they fail. They're much more conscious not to fail in what they do. And this is why they are running a little bit behind the curve when adopting new technologies. But if they do, they're very good in catching up. What worries me more currently is the fact that the Gen AI challenge is currently more delegated to the IT person in within the organization. It's not treated at the necessary strategic level. It's not a top topic as it should be in executive CEO meetings and on the board agenda. It's currently really more treated as an operational topic delegated to the IT department. I think this should change because the strategic importance and the amount of opportunities and change that hopefully or might come with this technology is huge, and therefore it should be treated more strategically than operational.
Yeah. And thanks, Peter. And Danielle, so in a family business and in family business in general, how are you seeing Gen AI and the use of that type of technology playing out at the moment?
So I think Gen AI is going to be really instrumental to the future and how we do business. So a bit like when the first iPhones, smartphones came out, so people knew it was going to be big, but didn't quite know exactly how and what impact that would have on how we do business. So in a broader sense, I think one thing that's quite promising about Gen AI is predictive analytics. So specifically AI algorithms that can take large amounts of data and analyse trends, make predictions about future trends. And I think that would be really useful for businesses in terms of decision making and efficiencies. So really I think that can make a huge impact.
Great. And what do you see some of the challenges could be with Gen AI in businesses?
So I think a lot of family businesses might not know where to start. So from what I've observed at the moment, a lot of the work around Gen AI has been more reactive, where businesses are introducing policies to mitigate risk, rather than being on the front foot a bit more and being a bit more proactive in terms of exploring Gen AI and exploring that opportunity. So one thing I think they can do is introduce small pilot projects where they can use Gen AI in a very safe environment and explore what it can do and really optimise that.
Great. And so, Peter, in terms of the role that family businesses can play and the NextGen in family businesses around leading the charge on Gen AI, what are some of the ways you can see that unfolding?
You know, Gen AI is a technology which is at the beginning of being understood by the businesses and the customers. If we have a look at the 2024 Edelman Trust Barometer, there is a split in the population. 40% of the population said, we like the new technology and we are happy to start trusting the technology. But the other 50% say, for us it's a black box, we reject this and we don't want it because we don't understand what's in. There is a lack of trust. The good news for family businesses is they are the most trusted persons and organizations on the planet. So good for you, good for your family businesses and all entrepreneurs out there. But this gives a mandate to act responsibly. This gives a mandate to pioneer the technology in a way which is responsible, supported by rules and proper governance, which has been properly tested, maybe in this kind of pilot project that you were talking about, before it's introduced at large in the operations. If family businesses do this right, they can be really on the forefront, building on their trust bonus, and can make a lot of positive outcome, including generating another competitive advantage for their business. I'm very convinced this will be the path that many family businesses will take as a conscious adopter of this technology.
Well, fantastic. Thank you, Peter. And thank you, Danielle, for your time today. That concludes our session. And so thank you, everyone, for watching. We hope that you enjoy reading through the NextGen Survey 2024. And please get in touch with us if you have any questions. Thank you for joining us.